Alright, hi guys. Kind of a little awkward crouching down here, but it's been a hot minute. We are outside here on my mom's property with Little Red, the fantastic Airstream that will be my art studio, hopefully in the near future. But she needs a lot of work. I've been calling around the Okanagan looking for somebody that could give me quotes for spray foam insulation, and I have found someone. I'm super excited. So today begins the process of completely getting her, taking out the old insulation from when she was built in 1974 and getting her all souped up and ready to be the art studio. Basically, we've had a few problems with her. We've had mice invade and store all of their food there, sort of in the floorboards below the subfloor, and that was a process to get out. So everything's got to get ripped out and cleaned, and she's gonna be brand spanking new. We're also gonna get an electrician to come in and fix her all up. I basically just need a few outlets, a few lights, some AC, and we're good to go. So this is her. She's looking a little worse for wear. We've done some scraping of the paint over the past year, but it's not completely coming off. I don't know. Her name has been Little Red since I got her, but I think it's gonna change because I have a whole other paint scheme I'm going for. If you guys know anything about Airstreams, Little Red is actually an Airstream Argosy. So this top metal part here isn't the usual aluminum that you're used to that gets polished up. It's actually a different type of metal. So these Airstreams weren't produced as those beautifully polished reflective Airstreams. These guys were actually painted white. So underneath this cheap red paint from the previous owner, there is her original white under there, and I think I'm gonna go sort of back to that with some funky colors as well. So yeah, she might need a new name since she's not gonna be red anymore. I'm sort of thinking Penelope? I don't know. Or is it a he? You guys tell me. Anyways, let's get inside and I'm gonna show you the state of this beast. So basically with this girl, somebody actually broke onto my sister's old property where she was parked about 3 years ago and tried to break in. So it's a bit of a process opening her up. There's a giant hole here in the lock, and I actually have to use a flat-headed screwdriver. So it's a little janky, but we're gonna get in there. She takes a second. There we go, we are in. Also, I have a wasp nest growing in on the door. Well, wow, you can see the little larva inside. You guys see that? I don't know if the camera will focus on it, but I'll try and get it too. There we go. Little wasp nest. How cute. So this is the state of Little Red right now. She's pretty gutted. We've got some wires hanging down from the old lights. This is the AC unit, which will hopefully get back up and running. If you can see right here, this is actually where the kitchen used to be in the Airstream. So there's a hole that goes out perfectly out to the outside of the Airstream. So this is where my chimney's gonna be and my little wood burning stove. In front of me is the big open funky window, and that's where my metalsmithing bench is gonna be. I'm gonna have maybe a couch or a bed in the back as just like a guest room or place to stay. But she's smelling a little funky thanks to the mice that got in. So yeah, it's time to show you what I'm gonna be doing today. I had to get under the subfloor here because this corner, as you can sort of see by all these seeds and chewed up insulation, is where the mouse stored all of its food. And if you guys know anything about mice, you know that they poo and pee where they store their food. So it's a really unfortunate smell. It was filled to the brim. This is about 6 inches from the belly to the subfloor, and it was completely full of seeds. It was ridiculous. So this was me sort of chopping at the subfloor to figure out where the smell was coming from. But all of that old insulation has to go. We've got to clean her out, and then we're getting spray foam done because spray foam is actually leak proof and mouse proof, and that is exactly what I need. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I was kind of naive and decided to just start renovations on the Airstream without gutting it first. And now I've completely gutted her. I have to be careful about this floor because technically these tiles could have asbestos in them. It is plastic, but I haven't quite figured it out because it depends on the measurement of the tiles. And these guys are kind of an in-betweeny, so I'm still gonna be wearing my respirator and a full little suit. But basically today, what I have to do is I have to drill into these, like every single rivet, and I have to take these panels off. I have to map them and label them somewhere outside. As you can see too, the paint that was painted on them is also chipping, so I'm gonna have to take that off while the panels are off, and then take all the insulation out. It's gonna be a mad job, but I'm pretty excited. You can see all the old wiring over here. That's all gonna have to be replaced as well. We've got pipes under here for all the plumbing that was involved in the original build. Like I said, this beast is from the 70s, so we might find some surprises, but I will definitely keep you guys posted. So let's get started. Oh my God, it's so violent. Nope. Oh Lord, this is all a learning experience. There we go. Now we're kind of out, not even. Hello? Can I help you? Got him. Got him. Kind of. There we go, he's out. Oh, she does not want to come out. I know that you're comfy there and you've been there since the 70s, but it's time for a change, my dude. Come on. Oh, little rivet. You can do it. I know I don't like change either. Metal's hot. I've just pulled the middle panel down and I don't even want to talk. Well, you can see by my hands how dirty it was, but I don't even want to talk about how much mouse poo just came out and fell on my head. I cannot wait to take a shower. But you can sort of see, maybe in the camera, maybe not, but under here you can see totally where mice have just chewed through the insulation. And I just want to itch my face, but I can't. So disgusting, y'all. So disgusting. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. So taking this panel down, and you guys can see like there's a ton of mouse poo in there. I think it's time to put the respirator on. I didn't think that the insulation would come out because it's usually glued on, but this is pretty insane, you guys. There's also another little wasp nest up there. Those are cute. I'll allow half-made wasp nests, but when it comes to mouse poo, this is not great. But hey, almost half the Airstream panels out. Not bad. Alright, so hopefully you can hear me. I will put some subtitles down at the bottom here. We are in the Airstream. It is day 2. We have about a quarter of the Airstream done now. and I've decided to put on my little suit and use my respirator again, and I've got my safety glasses because there's so much mosquito here, and we definitely have the hunter virus here, so gotta be a little careful, but yeah, ready to keep going! Woohoo! Spirits are high. We'll see how long that lasts today. So I've taken off this panel next to the door and the one above here. There were so many rivets, I can't even describe how painful that process was. Now I'm going to take this panel off. As you can see, it's already coming off. Got a few more rivets to drill. Then there's this panel below it, which goes across to the other side. And then I believe it's just... oh, interesting. Yeah, this is a single panel, this sort of little piece here. And then I'll be done the two sides, and then all I'll have to do is the front bit and the back bit another day. So this is going well, my friends. Oh, phone's ringing, gotta go!
By my red face, I am incredibly sweaty, but this is all I have left is these front panels here, but the rest of the Airstream has been gutted. I'm keeping this panel on because there are a ton of wires going through it that I'm not going to dismantle until the electrician who's coming tells me to, but we'll see. But anyways, all this insulation is going to go to the dump, and then I'm going to do the floor, which is a whole other beast. But I thought I'd show you guys. This is kind of what's going on outside right now. All these panels are stacked up and labeled, believe it or not. So like down here, you can see that I have back, middle, right, or back, middle, right. I know it sounds weird. It's the back of the Airstream, in the middle of the Airstream, and on the right side of the Airstream. And then we've got like right top here. And just, it's a mess. Also, the door frame had to come off for me to take other bits of the panels off. And then this one is super fun because this one's the shape of the dome in the back, so that's really cool. And while I'm out here, this is my sister and her husband's project, Forerunner. But while I'm out here, I thought I'd show you guys. I picked up this toddler bed on Facebook Marketplace the other day, and it's gonna be our new chicken coop. I am so stoked about it. It's got this front area and back area. This is the inside of it, so it doesn't look that great, but on the outside, it's super cute and rustic. So yeah, and it comes with a little roof. It was just like this family toddler bed, but it ended up being a bit too sharp for their toddler because the wood wasn't really properly sanded, and they're moving, so they got rid of it and gave it to us. So that was really exciting. So I've got a project here. I've got a project. Where am I? There. Oh my god, this is crazy business.
Alrighty, it is a new day, and today I am once again working on the Airstream. I have a few more panels on one end to remove, which also includes the signature little shelving area, so that's going to be interesting. And then removing the insulation on the walls and ceiling. And then finally, my sister is a godsend, and she's going to help me remove the floor today, the subfloor, which looks like a bit of a process. You might be able to hear Ruby drinking water in the background. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. I've done a bit of research about that online, but I think we're just going to mainly wing it and pry it off after using a skill saw and cutting some of the pieces out because it's fit really, really tightly with the Airstream. So yeah, we're gonna see how this all goes. But this is the fit. Stained old white undershirt that belongs to Bryson. Some comfy shorts from Value Village. Some boots from Value Village. Bryson's long socks. Oh yeah, and gloves, because touching insulation is never fun. So I think I'm starting a new fashion trend. Oh, this one's got a giant hole in it. Well, that's okay. This is outfit of the day. Okay, oh yeah, I guess this hat too, which is my favorite hat. I don't know why I'm wearing it, but it washes really well. It's got a little buffalo on it. I'm a big fan. Okay, yeah, let's get to it. Alright, you guys are probably sick and tired of seeing me from this angle, but lucky for you, this shelf unit is coming out today. But there's a few things in there that I have to take out that the previous owners left in there and myself. So this is actually the fan, which was in the kitchen unit, which is where I am going to build the chimney for the wood burning stove. We've got the insurance papers, very important. Baby is insured for a year. Extension cord. We've got the original, oh, these aren't original. Somebody found them secondhand. Little light switches, maybe I can reuse this in the back of the Airstream. We have a bag of sponges, earplugs, more sponges, screws, all types of electrical stuff. I will talk to the electrical dude who's coming very soon. We have a car radio. The inside components of a car radio. Interesting. Oh, what? Okay, this is life-changing. So there was a radio plugged in through, here I'll show you guys. There was a radio put in through this little shelf. So this is the shelf area that I was talking about, where you guys have been sitting for all those epic moments. I didn't realize that this radio was actually wired in. Interesting. So what I'm gonna have to do is actually take these wires apart from each other, which shouldn't be too hard. And then I can take this guy out and remove this big dome piece, which is where the shelving unit's attached. But it's just that piece, this little piece here, this little piece here. Oh my gosh, the lighting in here is pretty bright. And these two pieces here, I've already removed this one. And then, like I said, you can sort of see that here, this is the subfloor. So basically, I hope you guys can see, but the wall ends here and the subfloor ends back here. So what my sister is going to be helping me with is removing some of these bolts, and also there's some makeshift screws. So we can take the subfloor out with a skill saw. We're going to measure the depth of the floor, how deep it goes, and sort of put an end to the amount that the skill saw can saw downwards. I know people that probably use skill saws are just shaking their head, but I'm trying to explain this as a newbie. And then we're just going to cut sections out of the floor and pull those out. And then all this stuff is going to the dump. I just found the most disgusting mouse poo pile in this pot light. Ew! All the panels are out, and we found a mouse nest. Oh boy. Well, we're gonna put them in a bucket and then let them be loose outside somewhere. My sister's coming with the bucket now. Kinda. There's wires in
There it is! There it is!
Oh, oh, oh. Okay.
It's right there.
Okay, you're gonna freak the fuck out, aren't you?
Of course I am. I told you I am. Where'd you go? Is it that corner?
They've got like a whole... Wait, wasn't in that piece of it?
That's what their fingers. There it is, there it is, go, go, go. Squish it in the back.
Get in the bucket! Yes! Okay, it's in the bucket.
Rats.
Woo! Can you tell I've been in there for a